Economists predict that China will become the world's largest economy by the end of the decade, marking the end of the era of US economic dominance. The shift began when US companies began outsourcing their production to countries like China, resulting in the loss of middle-class jobs and a significant decrease in the US tax base. The resulting increase in debt has made the American dream more challenging to achieve, while China continues to thrive by producing inexpensive goods with a massive, low-paid workforce. The US is now heavily indebted to China, which has emerged as an economic superpower. If you're not convinced yet, here are 7 signs that prove the Chinese economy is beating the living daylights out of the US. So hold on to your seat, folks, because this is gonna be a bumpy ride. Number 7. Statistics compiled by a well-known economics professor at Stanford University, Ed Lessier, are predicting a drastic shift in global wealth. Brace yourself because the numbers are staggering. If the US and China continue on their current growth trajectories, the average Chinese citizen will be wealthier than the average American citizen in just 15 years. I know, it sounds crazy, right? But it's true. Annual wage growth in the US has been stagnant, averaging a mere 1.6% when adjusted for inflation. Meanwhile, Chinese wages have been skyrocketing at a rate of 16% over the past 5 years. That means the shift could happen even faster than we initially anticipated. Number 6. The differences in the financial state of these two superpowers are absolutely staggering. In the United States, the average household debt load is a whopping 136% of their average household income. Can you believe it? Wait, there's more. In China, the average household debt load is only 17% of their average household income. Can you imagine what this means? How can two nations with such stark contrasts in financial conditions continue to coexist and compete on a global scale? The suspense continues to build, and questions abound. Will one surpass the other? Is there a secret strategy behind these numbers? Number 5. Last year, a whopping 24.4% of all goods we purchased from our beloved local stores came all the way from China. That's right, China! Meanwhile, the number of products made right here in America was a measly 19.4%. Can you believe it? We're supporting a foreign country more than our own. What will happen to our economy? Number 4. Did you know that since 2020, the United States has spent an astonishing $1.3 trillion on Chinese products? That's a massive amount of money. But here's a real shocker. China has only spent $316 billion on American products in return. That's a significant difference. And it makes you wonder, what does China have up its sleeve? Are they deliberately holding back on trading with the US? Or are they plotting something more sinister? It's hard to say for sure, but one thing is clear. The US is heavily dependent on Chinese products, and that could have some serious consequences down the line. Will the US continue to pour money into China's economy, or will they find a way to even the score? Only time will tell. Number 3. In 2021, the United States imported a whopping $506 billion in goods and services from China. That's a huge chunk of change. But wait, there's more. Brace yourself for the twist. The Chinese only imported a mere $51 billion worth of American goods and services. Can you feel the suspense building up? It's like a dramatic cliffhanger, leaving you wondering what'll happen next. It's hard to ignore the massive trade deficit between these two global superpowers. With such a significant difference in numbers, one can't help but wonder what the consequences will be. Number 2. Back in 1990, the US trade deficit with China was a mere $39 billion. Fast forward to last year, and you won't believe how much it skyrocketed. Are you ready for this? It's a whopping $355 billion. Yes, you heard it right. That's almost 10 times larger than what it was in 1990. Just imagine, in the blink of an eye, the trade deficit between two global powerhouses increased to a staggering amount. It's hard to fathom the implications of such a massive deficit. Number 1. In July 2020, the trade deficit between the United States and China reached an eye-watering $79.6 billion. Can you believe that back in 1985, the number was just $6 million for the entire year? It's an incredible increase that just shows how dependent we've become on Chinese exports. The growing reliance on China is concerning. What would happen if China suddenly decided to stop exporting to us? Our economy could suffer a massive blow. It's a reminder that we need to start diversifying our trade relationships and become less reliant on any one country. The future is uncertain, but it's up to us to prepare for whatever may come. And that's all for now, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. We'll see you in the next video. Until then, peace.